Hello, I would like to introduce you to a world building project that I've been working on for a while. It's called Briskillanya, and I have made one video on it before, but it didn't really explain much. This is just an introduction. I plan to make additional videos on Briskillanya in the future to elaborate on specific aspects of the planet, but for now I will just stick to the basics. I hope that you enjoy. The star that Briskillanya orbits is called Miriblisk, and it is by no means an exceptional star. Miriblisk is a G3b type star, meaning it is just a bit smaller, dimmer, and lighter than our own sun. What is exceptional, rather, is what surrounds it. A system of 12 planets, 7 if you do not include the dwarf planets. An increasing distance from the star, these are Boson, Briskillanya itself, Arenav, Soteria, Sierret, Iblac, Yanyantos, Jinpra, Amat, Azen, Frege, and Feeksta. Now to focus on Briskillanya itself. Briskillanya is a very Earth-like planet. It has a diameter of 9,578 kilometers, roughly 3/4 of Earth's 12,756 kilometers. It also has virtually the same composition and density. Briskillanya's mass is roughly 0.41 times that of Earth's. Finally, it has a surface gravity of 7.99 meters per second, 0.81 times that of Earth. Briskillanya has 3 moons, named Hristi, Letrobriskin, and Hubre. Hristi's moon, a major moon, being very similar to our own moon in pretty much every aspect. Letrobriskin is a quite small, reddish, asteroid-like moon, having a diameter of roughly 300 kilometers. It shares an orbit with Hristi, lying in the much larger moon's L5 point. Hubre is a captured asteroid similar in size to Letrobriskin that orbits quite far past Hristi in an inclined eccentric orbit. Briskillanya's atmosphere is also very Earth-like, with the same general nitrogen-oxygen composition. Also similar to Earth is the land-to-water ratio. The land itself is divided into 4 continents: the large western continent of Hienta, the small southwestern continent of Halara, the enormous central continent of Aberkane, and the large eastern continent of Pydene. The planet is just slightly colder than Earth, leading to more or less the same climates. There are deserts, forests, plains, plateaus, wetlands, etc. As is becoming expected, the organisms in Briskillanya are not incredibly different from the organisms of Earth. There are countless prokaryotes, as well as eukaryotes that include protists, plants, fungi, and animals. Among these animals are some that are nearly identical to humans. They have nearly taken over their planet just like us. Their technology level is comparable to our 1890s, meaning they have, for example, radios, black and white photography, telephones, and silent films. 3 pieces of land on Briskillanya are unclaimed by humans. I'm just going to call the dominant species humans for convenience's sake. These are the very high and arid Pydene and central deserts, and the freezing and mountainous Azertahi Plateau. The rest of the planet is divided into 15 countries: Eldar, Inyenton, Verica, Echian, Aeneas, Wemvar, Trebina, Azerta, Reveta, Isatanab, Vinca, Maibel, Fiora, Sadine, and Anpai. The 3 most important and powerful of these are, in descending order of power, Inyenton, Labau, and Verica. Inyenton is a very strictly authoritarian country, and a fairly new power that owns most of Hienta and large swaths of Halara. Inyenton is expansionist and aggressive toward its neighbors. Labau is a democratic republic located in eastern Aberkane. It's a very old country, and its culture and language strongly influence that of several other countries. Verica is allied to Labau and is a democratic constitutional monarchy, though it used to be a fiercely expansionist absolute monarchy before a revolution occurred and the old government was deposed. It possesses the part of Halara not owned by Inyenton, the Stroha-Parvanaxian peninsula of Aberkane, and the far-flung territory of Arakashi and Teshai, which is also in Aberkane. As you can probably imagine, the highly authoritarian, violently expansionist Inyenton does not get along with the democratic countries of Labau and Verica, and the 2 groups are opposed to one another. That concludes this introductory video. As I said before, I am planning to make additional videos about this project, so specific aspects will be elaborated on. Please tell me if you enjoy this, and goodbye.